Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our podcast. I'm Anna, and sitting right across from me is Mark. We don't have any particular topic today. We just thought it would be fun to talk, let our thoughts wander, and see where the conversation takes us. Sometimes that's when the most interesting little stories come out. So, Mark, how are you doing today?
Hey Anna. Hi everyone. I'm doing pretty well, thanks. You know, it's one of those mornings where I actually had enough sleep, so I don't feel like a zombie. I made myself a strong cup of coffee before heading here, and I was just standing by the window watching the sky. The clouds were kind of drifting slowly, almost like they were lazy. It felt peaceful.
That sounds nice. I didn't sleep that well, to be honest. I woke up in the middle of the night because of a weird dream. I can't even remember it properly, but it had something to do with walking around in a giant supermarket that never ended. Every aisle was repeating like a loop. You know those dreams where you're half lost, half confused, and you can't escape?
Oh wow, I've had something like that. Mine was in a hotel hallway. Every time I turned a corner, the same hallway appeared again, like some strange video game. It's funny how our brains recycle these images and settings. Maybe it's stress. Maybe it's just random noise.
Probably. Anyway, when I woke up, I decided to scroll through my phone, which is the worst idea because then you can't fall asleep again. I ended up watching videos of people cooking really tiny food, like miniature pancakes on doll-sized stoves. Oh, I know those. They're so oddly satisfying. I saw one where someone made a tiny omelet with an egg from a quail. They had this tiny frying pan and these ridiculously small chopsticks. For some reason, it makes me hungry, even though the portion is like one bite, right? And the sound, the little sizzle, it's somehow relaxing. Anyway, that's why I'm a little tired today. But coffee helps. Speaking of coffee, how do you take yours usually?
Black, most of the time. Sometimes I'll add a splash of milk if I'm in the mood. I'm not really into fancy flavored syrups. I tried a pumpkin spice latte once, and it was way too sweet for me.
Same here. I like a cappuccino or just plain filter coffee. But once in a while, I'll try those seasonal flavors. Mostly just to see what people are raving about. Honestly, I think it's more about the atmosphere. Like holding a festive cup when it's cold outside. True, it's more about the feeling than the taste.
Speaking of feelings, you know what's funny? I was walking here and I noticed how people rush across the street, even when the light is still red. And then, when it finally turns green, everyone's already on the other side. It's like we collectively decided time is too precious to wait 30 seconds.
Oh, I do that sometimes too, but only if there are no cars. It makes me feel like I'm rebelling against something. But then I immediately think, wow, this is my version of being wild crossing the street before the light changes.
Exactly. Our big acts of rebellion are so small. Meanwhile, some people are out there climbing mountains or quitting their jobs to travel the world. And we're like, yeah, I didn't wait for the pedestrian signal today.
Well, not everyone needs to climb Everest to feel alive. Little things matter too. Like yesterday, I tried a new bakery, and they had this incredible sourdough bread. I'm telling you, that first warm slice with butter felt like an adventure.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Bread can be life-changing. I remember when I was a kid, my grandmother used to bake bread every Sunday. The whole house smelled like heaven. I'd run into the kitchen, waiting for her to pull out the loaf. She'd slice it while it was still steaming, and I'd burn my tongue because I couldn't wait.
That's such a cozy memory. My grandmother wasn't a baker, but she always had candy in her purse. Every time we visited, she'd secretly slip one into my hand, like it was our little ritual. To this day, when I see those old-fashioned candies, I think of her.
Funny how food is tied to memory. Smells too. I once walked past someone wearing a cologne I hadn't smelled in years. And instantly, I was back in high school. It was like time travel through my nose.
Yes, smells are the fastest way back to the past. For me, it's sunscreen. Whenever I smell sunscreen, I'm instantly transported to childhood summers at the pool. The sound of kids splashing, the taste of ice cream melting too fast.
That's a nice one. For me, it's the smell of gasoline. Not in a weird way, but whenever my dad would take me to the gas station, I'd sit in the car and breathe in that smell. It always reminds me of road trips, of looking out the window for hours, counting trees, or trying to spot funny-shaped clouds.
Road trips are special. Do you remember any particular one?
Yeah, we once drove to the mountains during winter. The car heater was broken, so we had to wear our jackets the whole time. I remember my brother and I writing little messages on the foggy windows with our fingers. The car radio didn't work either. So my dad started singing songs he barely knew. And we all joined in, making up lyrics. It was cold and uncomfortable, but I remember it so fondly.
That's the beauty of it. Imperfect situations often make the best stories later. Like when I traveled abroad for the first time, I lost my luggage. At first, I was panicking, but then I realized I had to live with just the clothes I was wearing and a few things I bought locally. I ended up making friends with a shop owner who helped me out. And honestly, it made the trip more memorable.